Why Ferrari, the most traditionalist team in Formula One, has decided to leave its mythical red color just in one of the most media prizes in the calendar. Is it only marketing, or is there anything much deeper behind this decision? Ferrari has caused a true earthquake in Formula One with its new design for the Miami 2025 Grand Prix. A decision that goes beyond aesthetics and that, since the first second, has divided the paddock between admiration and disbelief. In a world where visual identities are almost sacred, Ferrari has decided to do the unthinkable: replace its mythical red with a combination of white and electric blue. A change that, although it may seem superficial, is a public statement that we are facing a new stage in the history of the Scuderia. The official presentation was released on April 30th, when Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's costumes were revealed, who will wear a completely renewed design, mostly white with the electric blue chest, and just some details in the traditional red. This movement not only marks a break with decades of tradition, but is also designed to capture the attention of a new generation of followers and consolidate its strategic alliance with HP. The truly revolutionary change is not what is seen with the naked eye, but what it represents. Ferrari has chosen to go beyond a simple marketing campaign. This redesign is not limited to the pilot's suits. The SF25 car has also received a significant visual transformation. Asymmetric painting, unpublished in the history of the team, combines classic red with the electric tones of its new technological partner. The front and rear ailerons now look touches in bright blue, while the tires have been completely painted white, creating an image that breaks with the norm and projects a modern, almost futuristic vision of the team. Every detail has been thought to convey an evolution, a transition to a more dynamic identity, according to current times. The interesting thing is that this aesthetic decision is deeply linked to a commercial and symbolic context. It is no coincidence that this presentation took place just before the Miami Grand Prix. It was in that same scenario where, a year ago, the alliance with HP was formalized. This event commemorates the first anniversary of that collaboration, and the new design is a kind of visual tribute to the path traveled together. Far from being a simple commemoration, this anniversary also marks the beginning of a stage where Ferrari undertakes to integrate technology more deeply into each aspect of its operation, from design to track execution. Innovation, then, is not only seen, you breathe in each fiber of the new design. In a sport where change usually comes with caution, Ferrari has chosen to go against the countercurrent. Instead of continuing to reinforce his visual legacy, he has decided to challenge him. And that courage, that calculated risk, can be just what the team needed to restart its narrative. It is not just about capturing media attention that have already achieved it, but to send an internal and external message that they are willing to evolve. The SF25 and its new colors are a rolling manifesto. Ferrari is prepared to embrace the future, although that implies letting a more sacred part of its past. Behind this daring visual redesign, an even deeper transformation is hidden: a technological revolution. Ferrari has not changed his image just to impress, but to reflect a new way of thinking. The coating of the SF25, for example, is not conventional paint. It is the result of a joint development between Maranello engineers and HP laboratories in Barcelona. It is an advanced film that replaces traditional methods, being 14% lighter and 17% thinner than that used in 2024. But the most important thing is not only its lightness but its functionality. This new layer offers greater thermal resistance, a fundamental detail in a sport where temperatures determine everything, from the behavior of the tires to the aerodynamic stability of the car. But this advance is not limited to track benefits. The collaboration between Ferrari and HP has opened the door to a series of innovations that directly affect the way the team operates both inside and outside the circuits. The film that covers the car is manufactured without PVC, is completely recyclable, and is applied using latest generation latex printing technology. This not only improves the sustainability of the equipment, something increasingly relevant in the Formula One ecosystem, but also speeds up logistics processes. The ability to modify or apply these designs in less time means that Ferrari can adapt faster to the challenges that each Grand Prix presents, optimizing both the previous preparation and the response to damages or adjustments necessary. Beyond the car, the impact of this technological alliance is also felt in the organizational structure of the team. Ferrari is working with HP to redefine his work environment, both in his Maranello factory and in the garages of each circuit. This includes digital collaboration tools, augmented reality solutions for real-time data analysis, and platforms that allow the dynamic visualization of car behavior. The objective is clear: eliminate friction between theory and execution. Modern F1 is no longer just about having the car faster, but also making the right decisions before anyone else. And that is only possible when technology allows data to be transformed into actions without waste of time. This vision of integrated innovation is a reflection of the deepest philosophical change that is happening within Ferrari. Historically, the Italian team has been synonymous with passion, legacy, and tradition. But in 2025, these values are still present. Only now they are accompanied by a more pragmatic mentality, more open to experimentation. This new era is not built from nostalgia, but from the need to adapt to an increasingly complex and demanding F1. Ferrari no longer wants to be just a historical emblem. The 2025 season has begun with a very high level of competitiveness, and Ferrari arrives at the Miami Grand Prix immersed in a complex narrative. His performance in the first races has been irregular, alternating moments of brilliance with others of frustration. In Australia, the Italian team had a complicated debut. Lewis Hamilton, in his first official Grand Prix with Ferrari, ended up the head rhythm and with serious difficulties to adapt to changing conditions. Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, also faced problems after contact with his partner in the first curve that damaged his front wing. Although both pilots showed some speed in different sections, the team's strategy left much to be desired, and the unexpected rain accentuated the weaknesses of the organization. Ferrari ended up leaving Melbourne with more questions than answers, although aware that the potential of the car had not yet been fully deployed. In the next appointment, China's Grand Prix, the panorama changed radically. Hamilton surprised everyone with a perfect lap in the sprint classification, showing a more fluid connection with SF25. The car responded much more solidly in dry conditions, and the British began to approach the rhythm of the leaders, even surpassing his teammate. Leclerc, although less comfortable, also managed to add important points and stay in the fight. This rebound allowed Ferrari to recover part of the confidence lost in Australia, demonstrating that the new technical and aesthetic approach is not only a facade, but part of an integral redesign of performance. The cohesion of the team, together with Hamilton's accelerated learning in this new environment, projects a more optimistic image for the next races. But despite progress, the pressure has not decreased. McLaren leads the Builder Championship with a clear advantage, thanks to the consistent performance of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Mercedes, with a more consolidated George Russell and a promising Kimi Antonelli, also threatens to consolidate as a direct rival. Red Bull, meanwhile, is going through a critical moment. Liam Lawson's departure after only 2 races and Yuki Tsunoda's entrance to the second seat shows the structural problems of the team, which desperately seeks to meet the level of 2023 and 2024. In that context, Ferrari has a unique opportunity. Take advantage of the transition moment of its rivals to position themselves as a solid, modern, and efficient alternative long-term title. The Miami Grand Prix will not only a technical test or a media showcase. It will be a turning point. If Ferrari manages to consolidate his recent progress, he can establish himself as a true contender to the championship. But if strategic or reliability problems reappear, the risk of getting trapped in the middle zone of the grill will grow rapidly. What is at stake is not only a race, but the future of a team that has decided to reinvent itself completely to return to the top. The 2025 F1 is not for the shy, and Ferrari has made it clear that it has no intention of continuing to play the safe. Now, everything will depend on whether this audacity can translate into tangible results. Ferrari is at a crossroads. Aesthetic change, technological integration with HP, and the evolution of its operational structure mark a total commitment to the future. But in Formula One, intentions are not enough. What counts are the results. The Miami Grand Prix represents a key opportunity for Scuderia to demonstrate that this transformation is not only a facade, but the beginning of a sustained competitive era. The question about the table is whether this Ferrari, so different from the one we know, can overcome the current championship of the championship and claim a place at the top. The most interesting thing about all this is that we are witnessing a paradigm change in real time. Ferrari not only seeks to be faster, seeks to be more relevant, more adaptable, and more ambitious. And that completely changes the way we must analyze its season. It is no longer enough to look at times back or final positions. The process must be understood, assess the risks, and recognize the effort to redefine itself as an organization. Each race will be a piece of this new puzzle. Each track on track will be a fire test for this vision of the future. Now the question is for you. Do you think Ferrari is on the right path with this radical change? Or do you think he is moving away from what really makes him special? We want to know your opinion. Leave your comment with your analysis about the new Ferrari, if this design and this strategy can take them back to glory. Subscribe if you want to follow the journey of this career team after career and not miss any detail of what can be one of the boldest projects in recent years in Formula One.